9 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to the order and start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. First thing we have is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, January 2nd. Are there any corrections or additions? They were sent out last week.
I never got them. Okay.
You probably had the name switched around on when we voted to table that. You had Bob as.
Oh, okay.
I'll switch
Mine and Al's number. I never got a chance to read them.
So, which
L.
issue?
Non-devices.
Non-devices.
You tabled it.
Okay. It's a tabling. Oh, here. Motion by Commissioner Olson to table, and seconded by Kleeman. It's the other way around.
L.
Okay. Seconded by Al.
Yep. And then the votes, they had switched around on them.
Okay. Olson, Heiser, and Pelton, and Kleeman. Oh, that was a different one.
That was the bottom one.
Heiser, Pelton, Dawes all voted no. Is that correct?
Yep. Well, Pelton and Clayman and Belzal.
Oh, Cleveland. She said.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I did, yep. Okay.
And I
With
moved
those corrections.
to approve as corrected.
Right on there, in the Tormashi discussion, there was a David on there. Did Sally get David Lim's last name added to that part? I'd emailed her about it.
Let's see, where is that?
I just wanted the last name added to theirs for
Okay.
clarification.
Didn't assume it was you.
Exactly.
Okay, you seconded the motion, was that it?
No, so it was part of the discussion. Mr. Tormashi had gotten approval from David, I think is what it says.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'd like it to say David Lim on there, so I just specified the last name.
Okay, yeah, it's not there now.
Okay, so can we add the last name
Yep.
in there?
Yep,
Okay, I'd still move to approve as corrected.
okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by
It don't matter.
Mr.
Yeah, don't
Olson.
matter.
Okay. All right, any discussion? Any further discussion? If not, motion to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to the agenda. Are there any additions? Commissioner Heiser?
I have an addition. I'd like to discuss about the fencing, where we should place fencing on these road projects.
David?
No.
No. Commissioner Pelton?
The building and then the housing authority.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Kleeman?
No.
Okay, I have nothing to add. Okay, do we have a motion to approve the agenda with the additions?
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Kleeman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Heiser. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let's move on now to Road Department and Engineer reports. Okay. Come on up. The price is right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. All right, it's up there. 86th Avenue, that's one we gotta have a follow-up discussion with SHPO on to chart a path forward through those cultural sites. 92nd Avenue, project's pretty much completed. We do have the permit, working on the final easements for the project. I do anticipate that one getting built this year. We will work with road portfolio commissioners here soon to help wrap up those easements. So 100% 100th Avenue Northwest. Plans are completed, 404 permit is secured. We do have one final easement that I'm waiting to hear back on from the family. I do think that'll get wrapped up really soon, so I do have that tentatively scheduled for a bid opening, but I do want to cross that T before we actually advertise it. But I feel very strong that one's going to get built this year, in the spring even. So, any questions so far? Hearing none. 12th Street, we're working on the permitting for that project. Haven't had a response recently from the Corps, so that's one that I'll need to follow up on here soon. There's minimal acreage there. I don't recall the number exactly, but that may be one that we can mitigate on site. 16th Street from 91st to 94th. That one we've got a pretty good grading design completed on it. We're working on the plan development as well as the permitting. There is one cultural site on that one that's fairly significant that we're working on our mitigation options for. 2025 projects, which are 20th Street, 86th and 9th, and 98th Avenue. We've all kind of in the same status. We've got all the field surveys completed. We do have all the reports for the wetland and cultural, so we're working on putting together those 404 permits. We should be able to start submitting some of those here fairly soon. We are evaluating those disturbances, so it should be able to get those ones submitted. 2026 projects, we're just kind of in the planning phase on that right now. We have done some landowner coordination. I've received a few callbacks over the past few weeks with generally positive support for the project, so those are encouraging. And we did start doing a little bit of field survey here this past week with the searching for corners and getting the road top shot and all that. So, any questions?
Questions? I guess not.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Carl. Morning, Darren.
Got some updates for you as well. First project is 2nd Street and 84th Avenue Northwest. So Gray Tech did accept and agreed with our final quantities, so we're ready to close out that project. Therefore, we are now ready to present final pay request number 11 in the amount of $44,047.43 and recommend approval. And Madam Chairman, I had given you those hard copies this morning. That's what those are.
Madam Chairman, I move that we pay Gray Tech, the pay request number 11, and the final one in the amount of $44,047.43.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Kleeman. Motion by Pelton, second by Kleeman to pay Gray Tech the final pay estimate of $44,047.43. Further discussion? If not, roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser,
Yes.
Commissioner Olson,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dawson.
Yes, motion carries.
Moving along, so the 2024 projects, again, 117th is completed and closed. 14th, that's tabled until the spring here with Schwartz having some issues with staffing on the culvert installation. The ones that are probably most current right now are 119th. We're still on target for the February 5th bid opening that's being advertised right now as well. We're getting calls from contractors on that. 99th, that's the one with the cultural issues. I spoke with Wade Burns at Beaver Creek here last week. He is still trying to come up with something for SHPO to make sure they'll accept the filling over the areas of cultural significance. We're working through that process with Wade and kind of letting him navigate those waters. But once we get that concurrence, then we can submit our 404. So, questions on 99th? Hearing none. Regarding Manning, we conducted a meeting with Manning Waterworks last Thursday on the 7th. And I think it went well. Some additional modifications were suggested by Manning Waterworks during that meeting. Those changes were implemented, and we submitted another plan set to them yesterday. They had one more comment, which we're doing right now, and I imagine when I get back, the plan set will be modified, and we can make a formal submittal to Southwest. So Southwest is wanting that before they come up with their agreement with Manning to try to make that go forward. So, questions on Manning? Hearing none. New Raddick, I haven't spoke about this for a while, so I suppose I should bring it up. Joanne had asked about it when we were in the meeting, and I talked to her afterwards. But as you guys recall, New Raddick wants to do something similar to Manning. We had the plans ready for grading and paving, and now they want to do water improvements on that. So we have the plans, but we've tabled that project until the water issue gets addressed. Southwest Water doesn't want to deal with water with New Raddick until Manning is figured out and move forward, and that's going to kind of be the model. So once that's done, Raddick will be next. So Joanne wanted to make sure that I brought that up. So questions on New Raddick? Okay, so for the 2025 projects, and it's basically the same update for all of them. So 7th Street Southwest, 101st to 97th, and then 97th to 94th, as well as 3rd Street. So we're continuing forward. All field surveys finished. We have the wetland report back from Beaver Creek, but we don't have the cultural report back. So we're waiting for the cultural report to come back from Beaver Creek. Once we get that, we can lock in our disturbance areas, because obviously we want to avoid as many cultural sites as we can, and then we can submit for the 404 on that. So that's where we're at on that. Any questions?
Questions?
Thank you very much. And then whenever you want to,
Yep.
you already have it.
Yep.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. Thank you, Darren. Okay. James?
Madam Chair, good morning. Commissioners, good morning. Okay, I'll start with 109th. Still working with those businesses. We were targeting a bid date of February 20th, though we will be adjusting that date based on upcoming landowner talks. We should be able to put a lot more energy into 109th, being that 27th is now going to bid. I noticed that we might have a conflict with Bartlett's schedule. He said that they were scheduled for 10 a.m. on February 5th, and I think we are too, so I'll get with the auditor's office and we'll get that sorted out. We may have to put out an addendum for that. So that one is ready for bid. Moving on to south segment of 82nd. Plats are still finalizing. Corps has finished their review, issued the 404 permit. Again, we're targeting a bid date of February 20th, though we will be adjusting that date based on upcoming landowner talks. And for north segment, corridor design continues. Got some challenges avoiding archaeological sites. Still waiting on those reports from our sub-consultant on that too. So we're forcing us to push our core application submittal date and the projected bid date to May. Any questions?
Questions? Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Okay. Jeremy?
He's sick.
Oh, okay. Terry, do you have anything to?
Morning.
Good morning, Terry.
Okay. I guess we got one utility permit. So,
Okay.
it's actually up by,
Oh, okay.
Everything's okay with it?
In section 8 and section 7, 145, 97.
it'll be an underground bore, so it won't affect the road project that's going through up there.
Madam Chairman, I'd move to accept the utility permit.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Olson. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So I better sign this before I forget. All right. Got that taken care of.
So other than that, I guess we're hauling scoria and working on trees yet, so I guess I don't think we have anything else.
Okay. No, there are no other permits and...
No, that was the only utility
Okay.
permit we had, so.
Good enough. Well, thank you, Terry.
Madam Chairman, as long as Terry's up there, we went out and looked at, I see we got the Berwick, Farmassey Road issue on there again. We went out and looked at it, come up with a couple ideas what to do with it, fix that problem that Mr. Berwick had. So, I don't know, you want to explain what we thought we'd do with it?
Yeah, I guess I thought we kind of talked about it last meeting too. We just go back in and put the dirt in and seed it and take care of it.
The one.
So I mean, if we do put the dirt in, the water is gonna divert back onto Tormashes through the field there though too.
Well, there's two things we could do. One of them makes more sense than the other one is just to haul the dirt back in there, and the water will go back to the east.
Yep.
Then we seed it. And then the other one would be is if
You'd have to take dirt out on the north side of the section line
and then
put
put
a
a
culvert.
culvert in, so the water would run across on the other side. But the one that makes the most sense to me would be just to go back to the east and come around in the creek. The only thing about it is where we're gonna get the dirt.
So, Commissioner Pelton or Commissioner Heiser, portfolio, were you out there and looked at it?
I was out there and seen it. I don't think it'll take a lot of dirt just to get it sloped back up, so the fence when he rode and seed it and maybe put a little erosion blanket on it so it doesn't wash and I think we can just move on.
Yeah, and the county has fill dirt and topsoil at the
Okay,
shop there,
yeah.
so.
It'd take about 10 loads. Roughly.
And as far as material, put some scoria on it?
That'll be up to you guys if
Whatever,
you wanna put
yeah,
surfacing
a little
on it
bit.
after we're done.
Well, I think, I guess in the best interest of putting this to bed, it is a low-maintenance road, laid out as a county road, low maintenance, but I think it'd be best just to put some surface on it so that we don't have this every year.
Well, the part we're talking about is kind of in the road ditch yet. That's,
But, as far as taking care of the issue, I think it would be best to, like you said, smooth out the ditches or the back slope, seed them, and then
Yeah.
have the road department put some surface on. I don't know.
I think if some surface was put on it, I mean, you don't have to have a road 24 feet wide, you just put a 16-8-foot wide trail on there. And then I think, this concern's been going on for quite a few years. I think if that surface is on there, that section line won't get tore up, at least.
Right.
Maybe we can just move on from this here and the scoria's not that far away. I don't know what the county has left in their pits, but
Okay.
I just think that we've talked to both of them and that they agree with this and then it's done.
exactly.
So, Mr. Tormash is here. What are your thoughts? Yeah, go ahead, come up.
I guess that it's up to the county, it's the county's road. And whatever the county decides, which I think I'll be okay with it, as long as we can still drive on that road.
Yeah.
Problem has always been that it's a dirt road. And it takes a lot of maintenance to keep that road in good driving condition. And if you were out there, you can tell that there's a lot of traffic on that road. We use it a lot. Me and my brother, a lot of other people use it too. So it's a road worth investing in.
Yeah.
I've invested 30 years of keeping it good. I take care of it. The county, I would rather have the county take care of it than me, but county never seems to get out there. And if it's a dirt road, you know, the county can't come just once a year. So if you put a top on it. The other thing, I guess, are you talking about just a half a mile of that road or the full 3 miles of that road? Because when I look at the road, I see the 3 mile long road. West half mile is along Dean's land. That's where we have all the problems. The other 2.5 miles, we don't have any problems with the landowners because it's just the Tormashes and Randy Gillinger. And he's all totally okay with what we do. But that whole 3 mile road is what needs a lot of maintenance. So I don't know what you're thinking. If you're looking at that road as a half mile long road or a 3 mile long road. And, you know, but that west 1/2 mile is where all of the problems come up from. So if you address this just in that 1/2 mile length, so that we don't have to, so that I don't have to maintain it all the time, and we got a good road to drive on, and it's a dependable, trustable road, that would be okay with me.
Okay, thank you.
But you have to just decide if you want that to be considered a 3 mile road or a half mile road.
I think, thank you, Mr. Tormash. I think at this time, that we deal with this issue before us, and then I think it would be good for the road department to look into and the road portfolio holders about the rest of it, if that's something in the future. With that, I guess I would make a motion that we have the road department go in the spring when they're able to get to it and smooth out. I'm not a road expert. The ditches, seed it, and put some scoria on the surface to take care of this half mile.
Madam Chairman, I just did some quick figuring here. I figured if we put a trail 16 feet wide, about 4 inches thick, to 3 miles, it would take about 3,000 yards of scoria to do that 3 miles. Or just half a mile would be considerably less.
Okay.
Maybe a suggestion, we just do that first half a mile for now and kind of see how the rest of it plays out.
Yep. So that would be my motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Heiser. Any further discussion?
You're talking about just squaling the first half mile from the west going east?
101st, yeah. Like I said, it would take about 3,000 to do the whole works.
I mean, I have no problem doing it. I guess the reason I and Terry went out there is because this has been factoring for 10 years. And it needed to be solved. And I was the one that was out there at the very start when the road was started. And I hadn't been out there. We found the section line, or the pin, for the corner. And it's right down the center of the road. And the only problem that I could see out there was that corner post, there need to be dirt put back there. As far as the rest of it, that's the road portfolio holders. But we went out to look at that to see how we could solve the problem that was being created 10 years ago and still going on. What we do at the Scoil, I don't care. We can do the whole road.
So right now, the motion is to take care of the first half mile, and the road department can look into, or bring, the road portfolio holders can bring back whether or not we. Any further discussion? Not. Do roll call vote. Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton? Commissioner
Yes.
Kleeman? Yes. And chair votes aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to go back to this problem. What are we going to do with it?
Are we gonna haul dirt out there? We're gonna buy dirt? We're gonna, I mean,
I think it's up to
We
the
have
road
filled
department
it
to
at the
work.
shop.
Yeah,
what's that?
We have filtered at
Yeah.
the shop.
Well, that's a long ways to haul dirt too.
Yeah.
I think it's up to the department to and
I think,
work with
I think
Al
this is
and
the
Craig.
commissioner thing that should be solved right here, right now, and be done with. This has been going on way, way, way too long. So I guess you road
Commissioner
portfolio
Heiser?
people.
If I make a comment, I guess the dirt is a ways away. I know there's people that sell dirt right outside of Dickinson. I guess Terry could get a price and factor out, get with Craig and I.
Yeah.
It costs X amount to haul it from Kilder. We can haul it from just over right outside of Dickinson. Two's has got a big pit out there. I guess we can do that and then go from there. But I agree, Bob. We need to get it done. It's been going on for years. And if Mr. Tormashi and Berwick, we get that settled up, it's come to this commission meeting way too many times, so let's put it to rest.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Terry. Yep.
Thanks, Terry.
Yep. Okay. So,
We'll look into that then.
yeah, road portfolio and Terry can work with Mr. Tormashi.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, it's 9:30. Let's go with Al on, you brought up fencing.
Okay, thank you. We started our meetings with our individual engineering firms and talking about right-of-way, and seemed like at the end of our conversation, we've had so many issues where people prefer to put the fence. I think the county stance is at 60 feet. I think, I firmly believe that if, it should be at a minimum of 34 feet, because, it's 32 or 33 feet of section line. Let the landowners put the fence they see fit. I've had lots of conversations, and I know Mike Carey's been out taking care of some trees, and that comes up all the time. That fencing issue comes up. So I think the landowners are smart enough to put the fence where they know it's not going to be a problem. One thing, if we would change that to that 34 feet a minimum, is in a right-of-way negotiations, we probably should have something in there that if it is put in the bottom of the ditch and the fences, the wires are broke, put it halfway down the back slope where it drifts in with snow. The county's not liable, but I think we should give them the opportunity to put the fence where they'd like it, because if you get in grazing land, you could take up a lot of grazing land for life. People say, well, you can hay the ditches. Well, there's very few people like to hay ditches, especially after a number of years when the molehills take over. So I think we should do something. My only question would be, excuse me, is that if we would decide to change that, how would it affect some of the projects that we already have in the pipe stream? Would we want to go back and fix them? Because, I could see where that could be an issue, because we're changing our policy now. They were made, put it there. I personally think the fences that are up are probably too late, but I think there's still probably an opportunity for the fences that ain't up. And it seems like it comes up over and over again. So I guess with that being said, somebody else have any thoughts or what they think or their experiences?
Give her a try. See what happens. But I would say the fences that are up, they're in.
Right. But the new ones or the projects that are, we're talking about bidding a lot of projects. I'm sure the right-of-way negotiations have been done, and this is probably where, so I think we probably should include them that are not up yet, but that's my point, so.
Any further discussion?
So then when we're doing negotiations, then you're still gonna be looking for the wider, like a temporary easement
Yes.
then, so you can get
Yep.
your construction stuff done, and then just after the construction's done, you put the
Yep.
fence up where they choose to, and the land will be back to theirs, then there wouldn't be a permanent easement on it then.
No, because we need to build roads according what we designed them to. And one question I've had all along, back when it was the 60 feet, when it comes, is that taken off the tax rolls after that piece of
Yes.
ground? It is, okay.
And that's really not a benefit to the county, really.
No, so I think, like Craig said, I think we should try this and see where it goes, and, because a lot of people, through conversation, you really don't want to sign an easement if we're going to hold them at that 60 feet.
Through the years, I've heard a lot that if you want to put it at 60 feet, then you take care of it. If I put it where I want it, I'll take care of it. Being, now they take care of it anyway, so. I agree with you 100%.
I guess, engineers, do you have any thing does it affect? Yeah, Matt. Before we do this.
Hi, Matt Johnson. The only thing I would add to this is with your federal aid routes, your CMC routes, you're verifying, certifying with the DOT and federal highway that you're keeping your right-of-way clear. If you put fence in your right-of-way, that's not keeping your right-of-way clear. So the only thing I would say is on those CMC routes might be a little bit different than your normal county road.
My question to that is, are we using CMC funds for this project? And does CMC dictate where you put your fence? I think if you're within that 33 feet, we're just getting an easement for a road. I've had some conversations with the DOT. I have with Brian Fuchs, and they don't see an issue with it because I figured it was going to come up, so. And I can see if we're getting some federal aid money for box culverts, you've got to acquire permanent right-of-way, and the DOT will make sure of that, but I don't believe beyond that. And I don't believe that the county is using any federal aid funds to build CMC routes, unless maybe it's a pavement or something. Paved road, so. I mean, a guy could, and the DOT said they would provide us some information if we needed to, so if everybody feels comfortable in it. And I guess if we don't feel comfortable today with the decision, let's just table it, and then, because I've had several conversations, so.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Yes, James?
I guess my question would be, are you suggesting we still purchase the right-of-way? Like just temporary construction easement and leave the statutory, and that's it?
Yep.
Well, we haven't decided yet.
Right,
Well, I'm just saying that, I mean, that's his question, that's how he answered it, so.
Okay.
Would
Yeah,
that,
thank you, James.
Mr. Cademus, would that make it, Madam Chairman, would that make it easier to get these right-of-ways?
In the short term, yeah, I'm sure there's unintended consequences that I have no idea. But yes, right now it would be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, James. Yep. Okay. I think I'd like to get a little more information before we change this policy. So I guess I would move to table until the next meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Kleeman. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Thank you, Al. Okay. Craig, building and housing.
Well, if you want to start with the housing, we had one opening left to fill.
Yep.
And I talked to Lance Larson, and he said he would
Oh, good.
do that. So I'd move to place Lance on the Housing Authority.
Second that.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to appoint Lance Larson to the Housing Authority. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay.
And then with that, I mean, this county's looking at housing, we're short of housing. I'd like to give that housing authority like $3 million to put up houses. Sell them for what we got in them, turn around and reinvest that money. I think it's we got people coming to work out here. We ain't got no place to house them. Once they go somewhere else, they're never coming back here. So with that, I move that we put $3 million into the housing thing for them to work on putting housing up.
Okay. So would you agree that we'd use some gross production tax dollars? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So there's a motion to put $3 million into the housing authority to build housing. Are you single family? I mean,
Yes.
there's maybe some
Right now.
details to be worked out, but, okay. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Commissioner Olson. Any further discussion?
I guess I'd like to add on to what Craig's doing. We're having a meeting this afternoon on the apartments we got right now. And we're kind of wondering about selling them, doing something with them. We'd like to get rid of them and do this, start to build something else, start another project, so, you know. They're starting, I mean, they're full. They're low income, and we're having a hard time making the payments on that. So we're gonna have a meeting today, and I think next month they'll probably be coming back in to see if they can get some kind of help with the county or put it up for sale or whatever. So.
Okay. So, Commissioner Kleeman, do you know what's left on the payment of that?
I'm gonna lie to you.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have to wait. I'll have to wait till today and.
Well, we'll get more information, I guess, next time. Okay, so there's a motion on the floor to do $3 million out of gross production tax money to the housing authority to build housing. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelley?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dawes?
Yes. Motion carries.
Madam Chairman, one more thing. If that committee's going to be involved a little bit more, I think we should have 2 commissioners on there, so I'd like to move to put Dave Olson on.
Okay. There's a motion on the table to appoint Dave Olson to the Housing Authority.
Yes.
Is there a second by Commissioner Heiser? Any further discussion? Are you good with that?
I'm good with that, yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to abstain from the vote?
No, it's not a personal gain for you, unless you're building yourself a house. Okay. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Spent a lot less time at the lake.
Got that done.
You want the building one?
Yeah, go ahead.
The building committee met yesterday. We've looked into buying land out here from Dean Dvorak. It's right south of the county shop. It's leveled, about ready to build on. We talked to him. We come up with the price that he wants. It's $500,000. There's 7-some acres.
Right at 8 acres.
8 acres.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't have no, sounds like a lot of money, but we paid $187 for this little lot across the street. And that land over there is just about build ready.
Mm-hmm.
What are the commission's thoughts?
I think for the public safety center, I think it'd be a great location out there. It's out in the middle of town. There's more room to work. Some of the issues that we were gonna have with the location into here is backing traffic right out onto Highway 22. I think it'd make a safety concern there too. I think it's a good location out there to put the building. I think that we should probably take this money off of the total project fund that we already allocated to the project. So we can take it off the 20 million that we allocated to the total project. And the site prep work for this, where the sample building is, that was over $600,000 alone right there for just site prep work for the sample, where the sample building was. So I mean, it's actually less money than going forward with the sample building location there.
Yeah. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I'd move that we go ahead and do the purchase, take the money out of the 20 million that's allocated for the building.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd second that.
seconded, motion by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Olson to go ahead and purchase the property for $500,000, Dean DeBoer property, is that correct?
Yes.
Right now, yeah. And using $500,000 of the, what was allocated for the total building of, that was 20 million, correct? Okay.
There's one thing to add. We will have to run a water line up to the cemetery.
Okay.
And for what that's, I think that can just come right out of the county's water.
Mhm.
It's just going to be watering a few trees.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. Any more discussion?
Madam Chairman, before I go to vote on this, I'd have a question for our state's attorney. I do have a relation with the Dvoraks. If I should abstain from voting, or if it doesn't matter, I wouldn't want to have somebody, I mean, Carlene's my cousin, so I don't, if I need to abstain, I will, but I just don't want to have this come up later on, so.
Well, most of the time, if you have a, do you have a interest, any type of financial
No.
stake or interest or whatnot, then we leave that to discretion. When we abstain, it's, a lot of times it is taken as, you know, a vote nonetheless, so, I'm not sure just the relation itself would put you in that position, but,
No, that you disclose that, and not that
yes.
you're not personally gaining from
See that?
I just,
that we know of. Just,
well, I just want to be upfront because, I mean, I don't want to be figuring, but.
okay. Any further discussion? If not, roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
No.
Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes, motion carries. Anything else, Craig, with building?
Nope.
Okay. Why don't we take a 10-minute break and we'll get back on track. Thank you.
So we seated those two last night. So we did meet last night, and we had two applications, a text amendment to Dunn County's Land Development Code. If at this time you choose to approve that, that will go in effect in 30 days, and then a CUP from Mike Schulmeyer for a water depot.
Okay, Sandy, can you explain what that text amendment really does, just so we have a better understanding?
Sure. So in our land development code, we have a table and with each of our zoning districts. Currently in the Manning zoning district, we do not allow general construction companies to come in. The young gentleman that wants to put his construction company in Mr. Trucon's building, the old Sample Green building. And so he came in and did a text amendment, and that would add general construction in the Manning district. And it will be a conditional use permit, so once this is approved, he will have to come back and apply for a conditional use permit for that use in that building.
Right, so this basically just would amend or change our
table. It would add the general contracting to our table in the Manning district.
Any other questions on the recommendations from the hearing last night from the Planning and Zoning Board? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the CUPs and the recommended change for the text amendment.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Heiser, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Pelton. Any further discussion?
Are we approving them both together? Or
Yes.
Together, okay.
Yeah. Unless there's a question, okay. Okay. No further questions? All in favor of the motion to approve the conditional use permit for John Carlson, representing Handyman at Large, the text amendment, and Mike Schellmeyer's conditional use permit for a water depot. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Vision West membership renewal. We have an invoice here from Vision West ND. We've been a member for several years. I don't know the exact number. We've always paid the $1,600 annual membership dues at it's the visionary level. So just asking, they were just asking for approval to renew the membership at the visionary level of $1,600.
Madam Chairman, I'd move to approve the Vision West membership.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Olson. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Well, I guess we're spending money. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. And next thing we need to take care of on the agenda is the approval to research county growth economic developer. Commissioner Olson put that on the agenda. I guess, have anything to?
Well, I guess I'll just start out. We've had a couple of different meetings, a lot of them with the building committee and stuff. A lot of talks have been coming about water issues, road issues, housing issues, and different barriers to the growth in the county. We're just trying to figure out a way to kind of boost the economy around here, maybe get some more people living here, and that's what the housing authority, today we approved to add to that too. Some of the ideas that possibly came up were to make kind of a county growth and development division, and then kind of in that division, JDA, housing authority, planning and zoning, park board, communications, and then possibility of adding a growth and development manager to that role. So they would kind of be grouped into a division that way, and they'd all work together to try to bring people and bring business to the county and help our county grow. So this new growth and development manager position. Some of their roles would be develop and implement a county growth plan, address some water needs by working with the Southwest Water, because it seems like the Southwest Water issues, there's a shortage of water for future housing and everything around the county. Improve existing subdivisions, help them with their roads and stuff like that. Work with citizens and other groups to identify concerns, goals, objectives, priorities for action, and recommendations for future growth. And then work in conjunction with other departments in the division to facilitate growth to communities in Dunn County. So I think today what we're looking is to maybe more research, like a job description and what that role would look like and where it would fit into our organization.
So, question, did this idea come out of the building committee to start with? I mean, it's the first, I mean, I heard about it when it was on the agenda, but otherwise I didn't know anything about this was going on. But my suggestion, I mean, I'm all for growth and what we need to do, but I think my suggestion is we got to do a lot more research before we make that decision that we need this person hired. You know, water, you know, it's in our strategic plan. That's one of the main things holding back a lot of the development. Housing, and we hope to address that somewhat. The other thing, land, you know, who's willing to give up land to build subdivisions or whatever, in business too. That's another issue. I guess I'd like to see we bring in someone that's got experience in this area on how to move forward. You know, a contract or hold a round table or a brainstorming session on how this would work. And it took us probably 2 years to get a communications person.
Yeah.
I just don't see us like, oh, this is going to be the answer to our problems, and I don't want to set somebody up for failure, for lack of a better word. The water issue, it's not just Southwest Water. I mean, it's the state legislature. We need, you know, money to back here, and you know, in a sense, this person probably would be a lobbyist, but I just feel we need to do, like it says here, research, but I don't think that the first thing we do out of the gate is hire somebody. So I guess I would recommend that we bring in someone with economic development experience to discuss maybe how we could move forward.
And I think that's what this says.
And that's all we're looking
This is looking for approval to start that.
to research it. This
Yeah.
isn't approval to hire nobody.
No, I know, not right now,
No.
but I just want to make it clear that the other point would be we should work with the cities a little bit too. You know, I don't know, you know, Kilder's doing a lot of things to bring in, you know, housing and people, and so that's part of this too. There's just a big picture that we have to consider.
And that's why we want to look into the research it and see what information we can gather.
As far as water, I know Bobby Mild was elected to Southwest Water Board, and he may be, you know, a good resource to work with. He's our representative for Dunn County, so that would be another thing to consider when we do this. So I guess with that, I entertain a motion to look into researching this, not necessarily researching hiring a person, but research into the growth fund or growth and economic developer.
If any
You know,
suggestions on how we do that?
I think I would, you know, Luann is our communications person. She's worked with this kind of thing for years in her background. Maybe she could bring somebody in to kind of hold a roundtable discussion or just brainstorming. I understand you guys have kind of put a committee together. Those people that are involved in the commission, that we just hold a special, not necessarily meeting, but we would post a time where we could visit with someone to give us some ideas on how to move forward. Because frankly, I don't have the answer, and I don't think anybody right here has the answer. And there's no magic bullet, but someone with experience can, probably help us out.
Okay.
So I guess I would move that we go ahead and research the county, we'll call it the County Growth Initiative. I don't know what else to call it at this point.
Yeah.
And work with Loanne to bring in economic, I don't know if you call it developer, but someone with the background to help us on how to move forward.
I guess I would second that we go ahead and move forward with researching it.
Yeah. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Okay, approval of vouchers. The list of vouchers were sent out, and the highlighted yellow are in additions from the email we received.
Madam Chairman, I move to approve the bills as presented.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the list of bills as presented. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Olson. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, one little item here. I've been kind of looking at cell bills. We've been paying cell bills from 2023 and 24. Some months we pay it differently. Just maybe it'd be a salary question if a guy could kind of put them all together. I mean, because we're paying one bill this month, somebody's getting 1 month's pay, somebody's getting a year's pay. Now we're going back here, we're paying for 23 and 24.
So I guess, what are you referring to?
The cell phone bills.
Oh, cell phone.
I just been noticing on the bills, we're kind of all over the place how we pay them. And I don't know if there's a policy or whatever, but it seemed like we pay somebody for 1 month, and then we pay somebody for a year. Now, if you look at the bills here, we're paying for 2023 and 2024. Just a question if there's a better solution or something.
Yeah. I guess it'd be a Sally question.
Okay.
I'm sure it's where they didn't turn in the voucher, but that'd be something we could,
Yeah, well, they're kind of paid as what they get turned in.
Mhm.
Is there a way they can just put it on their payroll if we know who's allocated to get reimbursed for their phone?
Yeah, that'd be great, right, Janet?
Not a good idea? No?
I guess, we could have Sally, encourage that they get them turned in the year that they're, yeah. Good point.
I don't justify it's not justifiable, it just seems like it's kind of odd. We're already in 25 and we got a 23 phone bill. But
Yeah.
that's all, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, roll call vote to approve the list of bills as presented.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Cleveland?
Yeah.
Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes, motion carries. Okay. I think we've covered everything. Any Anybody have any portfolio report that they would like to update us on?
Madam Chairman, I would, like I said, earlier this week, we had our meeting with Northern Plains on projects, and it was really enlightening to start from the start to the finish, where we're at, issues we have. I think by doing that, hopefully we can get some of these projects done a little sooner, and Commissioner Powell was there, I think, too. He said it's kind of a good refresher to kind of, hear about them every meeting, but I think we know where some of the areas where we could probably step in and help, so. And I think we're going to continue to do the meetings till we get to our engineers, but I think it's been really helpful.
Anybody else? Okay. Not, I'd look for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Kleeman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Olson. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn carries.